Hello and welcome to Inside USF Basketball. It's our West Coast Conference Championship special as the USF Dons will take on the Pacific Tigers on Friday. The Dons the 8th seed in the WCC tournament, but USF on a roll. The Dons enter the tournament having won 4 of their last 5 games, and they did sweep the regular season series with the Tigers. We sit down next and preview the tournament with USF head coach Rex Walters. Rex, you've got the West Coast Conference tournament coming up Friday. You open with Pacific. Your thoughts on how your team is playing as you head to the tournament? You have won 4 of the last 5 games.
We've played pretty well defensively. I've been happy with us defensively. With one game that obviously stood out that we didn't play particularly well. I thought that St. Mary's played a heck of a game, but after that, I thought we played really good. Pepperdine, especially the first half, really good. I thought Loyola Marymount, our attack of their zone, and our defense creating turnovers, creating offense, and I think against Pacific in the second half, and just watching the tape, we watched it today at practice, and we did some really good things defensively. So, and some things we can do better. I'd like to think we can learn from some of our mistakes in the Pacific game, and obviously get a chance to play them again on Friday. It'll be interesting to see how they'll come out and attack us. If anything, they'll do differently. But I'm happy. 4 out of the last 5. If you think about the second part of the season. We're a couple possessions away at BYU. We're a couple possessions away at home versus Gonzaga. We're playing some better basketball with a team that had a tough time finding themselves. We challenged ourselves in the non-conference. I think it's a top 100 out of conference schedule. So it's paid some dividends down the stretch. Now it hasn't paid dividends in terms of the win-loss record, but I think we've become a better team over the course of the year.
As you look at the tournament, obviously Gonzaga is the preeminent favorite. They've been ranked in the top 5, top 10 coming down the stretch, but BYU did beat them at their place. Outside of Gonzaga, do you think the tournament is somewhat open? Is it there for the taking for a team to get hot and get an upset or two this weekend?
It's so fragile because it's LMU. I don't know if it was last year, or the year before. They struggled all through the conference. I don't know if they won a game and then they make a run in the conference tournament. They got us, actually. It's a crazy deal. I think the format allows it more for a team that maybe hasn't played as well to make a run. You have to play 2 games in a row and then you get a day's rest. I just remember our team. I don't know which year it was, but our guys were fried. Our guys were fried after 2 games in a row. Had to play a third. They were fried. We weren't mentally able to overcome that, and so it is what it is. With this format now, if you can survive in advance, you get a Sunday break, and then everyone's all even after that. You get to Monday, Tuesday, everyone's playing on the same legs pretty much. Everyone's playing for the same thing. So there's no question. Anyone can come out of this thing. I think if you bet on Gonzaga, you probably, a lot of people feel it's a pretty safe bet, and they're probably even hungrier now, after suffering finally some misery, losing to BYU, they'll be more focused for this tournament.
You've got, Cruz Pinkins going a little bit early in the game against Pacific. They got a big front line. Cruz has been your leading scorer throughout the year. Tollefson's been the number 2 guy. Dirksen, those big 3 along with Watson. How important is it that all your guys really play well to get going this weekend and win 4 games in 5 days?
Yeah, we need to come out and be aggressive. We need to be on the attack. I think first and foremost defensively. We need to be the aggressor. We need to win the battle of the basketball and the loose basketball. The rebounding, so it's very simple saying no rebounds, no rings. So that's the first part of it. And yes, the second part of it, and I think good defense can lead to easy offense. And I don't think necessarily, great offense leads to great defense. So we got to start it on the defensive end, and then we need to attack. We need to attack the basket. We need to attack one-on-one when we have one-on-one post-up situations. We need to keep finding the open man, and that open man needs to let it rip. He's the best player on the floor, and shoot it aggressively. Matt Glover plays as hard as any player I've ever coached. Cruz Pinkins and Mark Tolson are as talented as any forwards that I've ever coached. They can both score it in a lot of different ways. Devin Watson, as a freshman, it's the best freshman point guard year of any freshman that I've coached, and we had some pretty good ones, you know, that did some great things, and he's had as good, if not better, a year as any guy that I've coached as a freshman point guard. Tim Dirksen just gets better and better every year. So, and then, you know, I think Chris is excited. You know, he's excited about going to the tournament, excited about the opportunity. He can really spread the floor. Matt Christensen has gotten better over the course of the year and over the course of 3 years. So I would like to think they're going to be confident, excited about this opportunity. Yes, to play a Pacific team that is good and will be a challenge. And if we get that, you know, we get an opportunity to play against the Zags. And, you know, if we can take care of the basketball and still have that same aggressive attitude and aggressive demeanor and play, we'll have a chance against them. But you know, it all starts on Friday, and that's what we've got to focus in on.